Hi crafty people, this is Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. My name is Kellyanne Jordan and I am here to go through what card journaling is. So this is a concept I came up with a long time ago and didn't know how to kind of get it into the mainstream world. And it's all about creating a log of your card projects. So quite often I'll create something for a specific person and I'll gift it to them, birthday card, you know, anniversary, so on, and I'll think back to it and I go, how did I make that? Because I'd like to make it again, or I liked that technique, or I liked that layout, or I'd like to recreate that again in different colours, but I can't remember how I did it. So I started doing last year a thing called card inspiration journaling, which was something that I came up with. And I was using a different kind of logbook, but it just wasn't working for me how I wanted it to work. So I had to think again. And that's where I came up with card journaling, this book. Now this is my own book that I have printed in the UK. It can be sourced in other countries as well, as long as you've got Amazon. So it is a logbook to keep all of that information. It's for your inspiration for your card journal projects, whatever it is you like to work on. Could be scrapbook pages, it could be card making, it could be mixed media journaling, whatever it is that you like and you want to keep a log of it. This is how you do it. So the way I've created this book is for you to actually stick in a project or a copy of a project. So we'll go with one of my very first pages I did. So this is the actual project that I did. So I've stuck an actual project in here because I made a copy. So as I was creating it, I made two. One for my book and one to gift. Then I found that I didn't always want to create two. So I then started taking photographs. So this is a 6x4 photograph. So I've taken that 6x4 photograph and I've then stuck that photograph into my book. Then I thought to myself, well, how else can I don't always want to use my photo printer. I want it in the same size. So I want it in the 5x7 size. So I decided to start photocopying. With my particular printer, I have a photocopying option. It's not an expensive printer I've got. It's an eco printer, but it has the what's it called, the scanning ability to copy. So I started copying my projects. So I then started copying them, cutting them out of just normal cardstock. So I've used I think it's like a 200 GSM like print pro type paper, but I think it's let's have a little look here. It is the Fabia, 200 GSM Fabia printing paper, which is one that's brought to us by Creative Crafting World, and it prints beautifully. So this was the project that I created last. So I photocopied it and then I've stuck it in. If you don't have a photocopier at home, you can go to the library if you don't want to take photos, because if you've got a printer, if you take a photo, you can then print it from your phone with your printer. So there's loads of ways to kind of keep a log of your physical project. So I'm halfway there, look. So I've got a copy of it. That's the start. Then I've got a memory like a sieve. Literally I forget everything. I don't know if that's because I'm ADD or because I'm dyslexic or probably a mixture of both. So I was like, I need to keep a log of it. I need to keep it written down, what colours and stuff. So then on the other side, I have this page. So I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see it too. Let me just move some other bits out of the way. Okay, so I flipped you around. Let me move those out of the way. Now, so what I have here is just my example. So I have my actual project, and then here I have my write-up. So I have space to write stamps and stencils. And, you know, if you use moulds and stuff like that, obviously that can go in there too. Your inks and mediums, so any texture pastes, any paints you use, any inks and colours that you use, sprays, so on. Cardstock and paper, so if I use some ephemera pieces, or if I use cardstock from a particular brand like mine, Crafty as a Fox, I can document that here. Then I've got techniques. So what techniques have I used? So what have I used? I've used stamping, stenciling, water spray and ink. So I've sprayed it with water and I've inked it, or I've inked it and then I sprayed it with water. So I now know what I've used. Any notes? So I've used crackle paste in this. So I know I've used because I've only got one crackle paste, which is the Tim Holtz one. I could document that, but I know that that's that. Then also I've just doodled out a little layout because I wasn't sure how I wanted it, but I knew I wanted the main feature here. So I've got the ability to make that little log. Tips. If there's any tips or tricks that I've used making this project, then I've got them there. Like if I scoot along to one of my other projects, I've just done little doodles there. I've used, so a little tip to myself was translucent crackle paste on the ephemera. So I used translucent crackle paste on that piece of ephemera. So then I know if I want to get that kind of crackled glass look again, that's what I used that time. And what colours I used, and what techniques, and what stamps. So then I've always got this to go back on whenever I want to recreate a project. So I even done some artist trading cards. Took a photograph of them, well, took a copy of them and popped those in my book. So then I can just look at those and go, oh, actually, I'm inspired to make a men's card using this as my inspiration. Then you can really see the crackle paste I've used there and some ink. So for me, this is my inspiration for my projects. So whenever I want to go back and recreate something, whenever I look at something and go, I really love this layout, I wonder if I make it with a different colour, how it will turn out. And then I can document that one. And I'll always have this to look back at the work that I've done, the projects I've created, to have that. So the next one I've got to go into the book, which I will write in, is this one, but I need to make a copy of it first and then that will go in. And I will just write my recipe. So you might be thinking, you know, well, actually that's not a bad idea. It doesn't matter what type of card making you're into. If you're into decoupage, brilliant. If you're into inky stuff, fantastic. It will work for you. Because you've just got to take a photograph. You just take a picture. We've got phones nowadays. We all do that. Or take a photocopy. Or make two. You know, have it in your book. It's really fun. And all that work we do for projects, sometimes it's forgotten about because we no longer have the project. So when you make something, it's for someone. But when you do this, it's for you. Which is really nice because you don't have to have a reason for crafting. It could be that you just want to try out some techniques. You want to try out some colour combinations. And then you've got that for when you want to refer back to it. This is what card journaling is all about. It's for us card makers, keeping that log of what we've done, log of what we've used. And maybe, you know, even when it goes wrong, it's good to have it because then you know for next time. So my books, these books are available on Amazon at a very reasonable price. And you can get them in most countries. So they will print them in the country that you're from and send them to you from Amazon. You can also get them from Create and Craft when I have them in stock there. I have a second cover. So this was the first one I did with the kind of inky splodge, but then I also have a second cover which is the wood look, and it is the exact same inside as the other one. It's just the cover's different, just in case you like a different cover. I also have it in a 8x8 size. So it's a bit bigger than 8 by, I think it's like 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So if you like to make those bigger projects, there you go. You've got it in the size that you like to work in. You might like to create scrapbook pages. You might want to take photos of those, shrink them down ever so slightly if you're working in a 12 by 12. Shrink it down slightly on your printer, and then you can stick those in your book. So there are so many ways that you can use it. This is your card inspiration. Your card inspiration, your own catalogue of card inspiration. I hope that's made it clear what my concept is, and if you want to do it too. But please join us. It's really good fun. It's really good fun because, I mean, sometimes we want to create just for the sake of creating, and having that log of it is part of that creative journey. And if you're a scatterbrain like me and you need to keep a log of everything, there you go. It's there. Now, I do have one more book. I'll be quick on this one though. So this is your beginner's guide. So if you are new to stamping, stenciling, inking, I created this book. This is also available on Amazon and Create and Craft when it's in stock. And this is the card journaling, a mashup of card making and mixed media journaling techniques. So I've taken some of my favourite techniques and put them in the book. But I've given you a ton of information. So if you open up that first page, so I am self-published. I don't have a publisher. I self-publish everything myself. You've got your content with your explanation about card journaling, all about stamps and different types of stamps, all about stamping tools, just in case you don't know what to use. All about inks, then your project surfaces, so that's all the different cardstocks and things that you like to use, about collaging, ephemera, about adding colour and texture to your projects, other tools. Then we go into some of my favourite techniques. We go into stenciling, generation stamping, ombre technique, string and block, split stamping, resist, heat embossing, masking, schmoosing, water stamping, using texture paste, and I have inspiration pages along the way. And on top of that, the idea about this book is you learn a few techniques, like so. You learn a few techniques and then you create a project. So it has the journal pages in it as well. It has blank journal pages for you to do your own testing, try out that project, try out these techniques, put a couple of techniques together, and then create a project. And then once again, you've got those journaling pages. So then if you're brand new to the world of ink, this is a nice handy guide with you with the log pages. So then when you've filled this and you've got confident with all of those techniques and you want to build on it even more, you can get yourself another book and then have even more to kind of use as your inspiration. So that's my books. Like I said, I am self-published. I am dyslexic and I am ADD. And I just decided this year, that this was what I was going to do. I was going to share this concept with everybody because I didn't know how else to do it. So I hope you can come along with me on this because it's fun. If you've got any questions, drop me a line. Happy to help. Just ask, and I'm happy to help. Okay? So subscribe to my channel because that helps me create more content for you guys, so I can give you more inspiration for this and for your card making. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Find me at www.craftykelly.co.uk and I'll see you soon. Bye.